Sometimes I have good ideas, sometimes I have bad ideas, and sometimes I have colossally bad ideas. It turns out leaving the merchant camp for an evening stroll was one of the colossally bad ones. At the time, it hadn't seemed like a big deal. I just wanted to stretch my legs after a week of riding in a wagon. Even when it got dark too quickly and I discovered I'd lost my way, I didn't realize just how bad an idea it was. And then it started raining. The rain didn't reach me at first because the forest canopy was too dense. I could hear the raindrops hitting the leaves above me, though, and occasionally a fat drop amassed enough weight to push through the foliage and land on the top of my head. But I certainly wasn't wet, only starting to feel a certain dampness in the air, and an utter certainty that I had no idea which direction led to the camp. "Well, here's where your stupid pride has led you," I muttered to myself. Ariana, the merchant in whose wagon I had secured passage to Arcady, our kingdom's capital, had warned me not to go too far, but I'd been supremely confident. After all, if I didn't know the woods, I didn't know anything. Turns out I didn't know anything. In some ways, this revelation wasn't much of a surprise. I had been born in my family's remote house and had slept there every night since, except for the last 6 in the back of Ariana's wagon. Should have been paying more attention instead of daydreaming about Arcady. Eek! My recriminations turned into a particularly embarrassing shriek at a sudden clap of thunder. I instinctively looked around to check that no one had heard me. My brothers would be laughing over my fright for days. But then I remembered that my brothers weren't here. That, in fact, I was completely alone. 3 big drops fell off a branch and ran down the back of my neck, and I had to gulp and angle my face upwards to prevent an equally large tear from slipping out of my eye.